welcoming you on my walk, my journey. This is currently my backyard right now, though we'll be moving here in a little bit, so you'll see a different background as we continue through these videos. Hi, I'm Megan. I wanted to share a little bit of my journey with you. Things that I think and messages that come to me. Life is very interesting, to say the least. I wanted to talk today about what I feel like the main aspect of finding our purpose. What's one of the keys to finding our purpose? I feel like one of the keys to finding our purpose and the main goal and adventure in our life, outwardly and inwardly as well, is finding who we are or remembering who we are on every level. There's so many ways we can do that, and it becomes really fun. It's something that makes you feel known in the world, but also very alone. Having to try to use your words to explain what you're figuring out and what the universe is showing you about parts of yourself and how you reflect the source of all that is, and that Mother, Father, God that is, and how it fractals down into different aspects of reality, from the planets, from the galaxies and the solar systems, to the planets and to the life on each of the planets, and the different layers of life on the planets. We've got the tree beings and the one-leggeds all around me, and they're a reflection of who Source is. Some of the tools that I've learned while on this adventure of finding who I am is astrology. I feel like it's really empowering to work with astrologers, but also empower yourself to learn astrology and what it means. And I think the main thing that I'd like to share with that is, knowing all the information about when you were born, where you were born, and, you're able to make what they call a birth chart in an astrological birth chart, and it helps to paint a picture of, it's like a snapshot of when you were born and where the planets were located. It gets specific. It talks about, the different houses, and each house is not really like a container of the sky, but it's sort of like the energy and focus of that part of the sky. They have the house number 1 all the way through 12. And, astrology is layers, so it gets deeper and deeper than that. But when you are able to plant, see the snapshot of where the planets were, how that affects your life, how that influences who you are and what your desires are. And it's been really helpful in my adventure here to learn about this and what makes me unique and, different from other people, and also what is similar. A lot of times we have the law of attraction that is a universal law here, and it's, a lot more than attracting money and wealth in your life. It's attracting people, it's attracting places, and when you're able to do the inner work, and, a lot of famous psychologists talk about this, the inner world, and, Carl Jung talks about, how your inner self, your conscious and subconscious, and, that thought life that you have, the way you feel, that inner world, that's sort of hard to explain, but that inner world reflects out that this is just a mirror image, all of this. And, by doing the work and by becoming who you want to be on the inside, you are able to have what you want on the outside. But, with that energy said, you also, you attract people who have similarities and differences. And it's interesting because when you're able to look at your birth chart, you can kind of see what makes you similar and how you guys can learn from each other. And that goes on and on, about relationships and stuff. But I feel like that's a very important part in finding who we are and why we're here. You're able to look at the planets and kind of see what is directing you. It's like a map. It's a map of your soul's direction. And you're able to look at the North Node, the sun, and, it helps you. I feel like it really helps you, and it's empowering to know who you are, why things happen in your life, and what they're trying to say. I think another really cool thing, too, about learning and remembering where you were born and when you were born is it kind of helps you understand the elements that play a big part into your life and have really formed a lot of your personality. If you're born in a snowstorm and in, a northern part of the world or higher elevations, it has a unique imprint on who you are and, your likes or dislikes as well. Being born in a desert or being born by the ocean, it's sort of an element that always calls to you. A lot about life, it imprints on you. And, you're allowed to pick and choose on some level, but on another level, it's fate. If you're born in a very wooded area with all of these trees around, it's comfortable for you. Becomes a little bit about, part of your personality. You have wood inside of you. You have that strength and the rooted, grounded aspect of the trees and the plants and just, the energy that comes with that. I mean, when you're in different places of the world, you have a different feeling. It feels different. It is different. It smells different. It's, different reflections of the Earth's body. She is her own being, and she, like us, with different systems and different, curves and edges and hills and hips and legs and knees. She has a similar setup. It's just hard to perceive it from our tiny little perspective down here, where the trees are so big. But it imprints on us, and everywhere we go, we carry a little piece of that experience, that place. So that's another thing that I feel like is kind of cool about, learning who you are. And it's encouraging on this journey as well to, so many different religions have really manipulated, I'll say, for lack of vocabulary word, have manipulated sacred teachings and sayings from masters who have come here. Jesus, Yeshua, he came and he spoke so many metaphors, stories. I mean, his disciples even asked him, Master, why do you speak in stories? And he tells them that it's because you guys aren't ready for the truth. You guys won't understand me if I were to just tell you like it is. And, there's people who have misinterpreted, intentionally or unintentionally, and have changed those things to control the masses and to make you who they want you to be. What's helpful to them, kind of a selfish gain. But, selfishness. Be humble and serve others and, submit to your husbands and this and that. And I think that has caused a huge imbalance in collectively, but even to the micro level of us. I think it's important to find how you can serve humanity, how you can serve Source, God, the earth, the trees, caretaking for the plant life that we have here to caretake to. They're not under our rule, but we're here to help them, just like they help us in ways that are seen and unseen. They protect us and feed us food and all sorts of really beautiful exchanges. But it's also important in the balance of helping others is learning how to be selfish, and not the definition of like there's a word for it, manipulating others to get your gain, being selfish in that sense, but being selfish in the sense of caring for yourself, taking time to get to know who you are. Some people would think that's selfish and, you're wasting your time and why, you should be, what are you accomplishing by getting to know yourself and to spending that time? And I think it empowers you more and makes you able to serve all this in the collective and whatever your calling is so much more when you know who you are. Hey, sun in the 6th house, health, healing, service. Oh, that's why I'm drawn to those situations. Or, having your North Node in the 9th house and, always wondering why you're called to knowing the mysteries and the higher learning of, the earth and the cosmic consciousness. And, it goes like that. And it helps you to know, it's a confidence builder. Like, this is my imprint. This is a part of my makeup. It's an astrological makeup. It's the macro, not our cellular DNA makeup, even though they do connect. It's the macro. Like, how does that really affect who you are? Be selfish. Balance it, but be selfish. Love yourself. Selfcare, when you get into the health field and different fields that involve serving others, like professionally and for your career. They talk about self-care. Care for yourself, take a hot bath. Do what you need to do to be healthy, because then you are more of a whole person that shows up. You're able to be more present with people and your job, whatever that is, whether it's working with people. Even if you're, writing books or you're, making videos, you're able to be more present and more confident in what you say. And it's sort of that give and take, that circular balance motion that is imbalanced right now in society, and we're working hard to transform that. So much of it is, and there's a book that I read that was really cool. It talks about this. Maybe I'll think about it as I'm talking about it, but the givers and the takers. A lot of the past couple centuries, so much of humanity has been taking from others, taking from the earth and not giving. And, we learn to make that balance and bring it full circle. We do take what we need, but we give. And the more we give, what we put out there, what we give is what comes back to us tenfold. Lois Hay talks about this in one of her books, is that, what you put out to people, and what the thoughts that you put out to the atmosphere is what comes back to you. And that can empower you. How can you shift your reality? Do unto others as you'd like done unto you, and it comes back to you. And even if you apply it selfishly, like, hey, I want people to really treat me with respect, so you go overboard, but even that brings a very healthy relationship with life and with people and with yourself. It's like your body, put in what you want out. Like, if you want crap and you want to run on, feeling sick all the time, then eat crap. Eat McDonald's, eat genetically modified foods, eat, these chemicals and neurotoxins that they're putting in your food and your products, and, let's see what you get. You're going to get mental health issues. You're going to get illnesses and diseases and cancers and things that people haven't even heard of 200 years ago, even 50 to 100 years ago. They didn't even know of any of these things. Wonder why. You put in your body what you want, good healthy food, high energy, living food, raw food. You're going to get health and wellness, and it's not always instant. People talk about, they eat this and whatever and they're just fine. Well, it adds up. Our lifetime is really only a blink in the whole picture of just all that's going on. But, to each their own. But just as an example, thoughts that we put out, being positive and grateful for our reality, and it brings back more gratitude. It brings back more blessings. So be selfish. Learn who you are. Empower yourself. Reach out to others, and as you learn on your journey, share. It's one way to give back. And I make this video because I'm on this adventure of learning more about who I am and learning about numerology and my birth date. We were born on a specific date. It wasn't our choice. What does that mean? What do all of these things, God is unlimited and speaks in many forms. The language of all that is and all of creation speaks through animals, speaks through the planet, speaks through numbers, speaks through people, speaks through your body. It just goes on and on. It's just unnameable. All the languages of God. It speaks through the wind and the rain. There's messages all over. And if you can take a moment to listen, that's what meditation helps with, is helping you to learn to listen, breathe, clear your thoughts, and listen. Listen to what God is saying to you about your reality or people. Your partner may be telling you signs that this is the right person or not. It's dangerous for you. Teaching you where to take your next step. Where to go in life, what career you need, who you are. The planets speak in your astrology. Yeah. Following our breath and just learning to listen. So thanks for watching. Lots of love and the best energy and power and wisdom and awakeness, awareness to who you are and why you're here, and to connecting with Source, God, angels, guides, masters, whatever it is that you need right now. I wish that for you. And many blessings. Till next time.